Okay, so we're flipped around. This is Ephrata, Pennsylvania. And I'm just coming out of the motel. Like a lot of towns in Pennsylvania, this is real scrunchy and tight. I've never seen a town in Pennsylvania where everything was spread out and wide open. It just doesn't happen that way. Everything's scrunchy and little. The buildings here are beautiful. They're old. This is really neat. So we're just gonna go on down here to my my pickup spot, which is a factory, and I'm about not quite 2 miles from the factory. But you can enjoy the Pennsylvania town scenery. Ooh, they got some pretty flowers there. Nice. All these old buildings. This guy looks like he might be a school crossing guard or something, if I had to guess. So just in case I cut my lead into this, I did have a lead into it, and I may cut it, because I probably look like hell as usual. Let's see, don't want to turn here, I want to turn up there. So anyway, I'm in Ephrata, Pennsylvania. Look at that house, holy cow. A little gothic looking, aren't we? So church, this is where I'm turning. I'm in Ephrata, Pennsylvania. It's spelled Ephrata, so I didn't know if it was pronounced Ephrata, however. So I asked the lady at the hotel last night. She says Ephrata. So go figure, I was way off. I'm picking up a load that I'm taking to Seguin, Texas, and it also is spelled differently than it's pronounced. I mean, Seguin, you would expect it to be spelled something like S-E-G-E-N or whatever. It's spelled S-E-G-U-I-N. So I'm pretty sure Seguin is named after some military guy, going back to the Texan War for Independence type of thing. But anyway, this is Ephrata, Pennsylvania. Very picturesque little town. Very nice. Very pretty. Very old. This town's been here a long, long time. This town's been here since way, way before Oklahoma was ever contemplated as being anything but just a prairie out there in the frontier. So I came in the same way last night. I'm thinking about going out the same way I came in, even though I've got to kind of go up to a twisty road and up kind of a hill and hills, but that'll get me to the turnpike quicker than any other route, and I think I'm just going to take it and run with it. Because I don't think I want to go back through all that. I have to go through a little bit of town, hauling it up to the turnpike, but once I'm on the turnpike, it's free sailing, so I think that's the way I'm going to go. Well, they start school late here. It's 8:30 Eastern time. Kids. She looks like she's having fun. It's like, why are you doing that? I don't get stuck behind school buses very often. This is unusual. Where I'm from, school buses usually run about an hour earlier than what these are running, I think, because they start school at 8-ish. We're out of school though. These people are still in school. The only reason I know we're out of school is my sister-in-law works for a school, so she's been out for over a week. Alrighty then. So here we are. We'll be going straight on out that way when I leave. Straight back to the turnpike. I learned a couple things from the last trip out here. And we'll see how this all works. So I'm going to shut this off and then I'll get back with you when I start working on this load. Okay, this is a restart. These files don't need to be gigantic. I basically got an hour and a half before this starts cutting into my hours. I think we're on track here. We ought to be good. Some nice looking trailers, aren't they? It's still going to be pretty tall. You can tell this guy's done this a time or two. It's not his first day on the forklift. I like that he's being real particular about how this is loading, how it's stacking. He's checking and double checking everything. Okay, I think we're in business. Yep, he's taking off his sticks. All right, I'm gonna go talk to him now. Okay, hopefully I've got this problem cured. I changed out my ratchet end. I don't want to watch that thing flop around all the way to Texas. No, thank you. It's going to be a while before I can get out of here. Oh my gosh, it might be a long while before I can get out of here. I'm going to go after this guy. I'm going to go after this guy. I don't have a merge lane. Little car, you better get your ass over. I'm coming out. Okay. I'm going to put on my hazard lights so the guys behind me know I'm going slow for the moment so I don't get rear-ended. Okay, and that settled it right down. It was the handle. So I put the handle in on the other side of the box. So I'll know which one it is and I'll get rid of it. I guess it's the handle. And there's going to be some movement on every load, but there shouldn't be that much movement. It was wiggling around pretty hard. All right. So put it in tow haul mode since we're going to run up and down some more hills before we get out of this. So I'm trying to get over to Interstate 81 to run down through the Shenandoah Valley on. It's my next objective. My first objective was to stop at Starbucks and get some egg bites and a decaf cafe mocha. Well, I got the decaf cafe mocha all right, but they didn't have my egg bites. They were out. They had the egg white bites, which is useless to me because it's the yolk I like. I'm not an egg white eater. I'm a whole egg eater or an egg yolk eater, but the whites don't do anything for me. Not great. Okay, now this one's rattling around, but it's not moving. So there's some vibration on that. That's what caused that other ratchet to have problems. And if that keeps going, I'll probably go out there and tape it the next time I stop, but it's not loosening up. The other one was loosening up, so the ratchet's probably shot on it. I can throw it out or relegate it to strapping something that's not moving down the highway around the farm. Well, at least I got my decaf cafe mocha, so I'm happy about that. I'm not going to focus on not getting the egg bites. So what I got instead of egg bites was a good deal on peanut M&Ms. I mean, sometimes you gotta, take the little victories you can get as you can get them. Take what you can get. This is pulling pretty good. It doesn't feel all that heavy. I mean, there's some weight to it, but it's not feeling sluggish or heavy. The worst problem right now is these damn hills. I'm running up and down hills, which is why I'm getting the hell out of Pennsylvania as soon as I can. I'm aiming for Interstate 81 so I can turn south and get the hell out of here. I do not want to run up and down mountains all day today, not with this load on. And it's not looking like it's going to be a good mileage load. It's looking like it's going to be between 7 and 8, which is about what I expected. That's what the last one was. I was hopeful this might have less severe wind drag, but I think I'm wishing in vain. So the fuel I've got on, it's sucking it down pretty fast. I'm already down almost 1/8 of a tank since I left Ephrata. Since I left Ephrata, I've already used almost 1/8 of a tank of gas, which is not good. Or diesel, not gas. That's terrible fuel mileage. I'm going to try and set this again and see what I'm using now. So it's not a bad acting load or anything. Oh, there's a trooper. Go, man, go. That's not good. That means somebody's had a wreck, probably. That's the main thing. Troopers run code, too. Road's kind of torn up in here. A little rough. Not too bad. Well, so that's good. That strap has settled down. There's a little vibration at the handle. That's something I can't really do anything about. It's going to vibrate. It's what loads do. They move around a little bit. Not like jump around, but they vibrate a little. It's rolling down the road, getting shook around. Well, I've been going downhill for the past couple of minutes. I reset my fuel thing. It's reading like 12.3 now, but I got to climb back out of this dip, so we'll see what it's like at the top of the other hill. I'm expecting between 7 and 8. I would like to get 10, and I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. So, you know. Watch my speed through the work zone here. Don't want to get a ticket. I'm not doing 80. By the way, it's the car behind me. I'm doing 55. That old boy there was doing 80. I don't think I can do 80 pulling this load. I wouldn't try, put it that way. Would not even try. I'm enjoying this Starbucks because I won't get another one probably. I'm also enjoying not paying $6.23 for a gallon of diesel. That might be even better than the Starbucks. Right now I'm running on $4.65 a gallon diesel that I pumped from my auxiliary tank this morning into the main truck tank. And that whole system worked flawlessly. It was great. Talk about a great idea. And excellent execution on the installation too. And I say it's because Bill did it. He did a good job. He always does a good job on anything he does. That was why everybody wanted him working on their heat and air and their refrigeration stuff. Because if if it could be fixed, he could fix it. If he couldn't fix it, it was because it was dead. So he would just give it the last rites and tell him to replace it. And I'm not exaggerating when I call him the machine whisperer, because he understands them. So these guys did a couple of things I thought were interesting. They actually had a measuring deal that they used to make sure that their loads were stacked to the right height. Evidently, Pennsylvania is very picky about your load height, and it has to be under 3 foot 6 inches. So that worked for me. I was glad they were picky about it. I mean, I forgot about the pipe sticking up on that back trailer. I was getting about 11 feet to the top of the rail on the top dump bed. So it's, you know, I was off quite a bit. But that pipe sticks up pretty high off the front there. Now they were using the kind of straps that you put over tires and then strap them down. I might invest in some of those. That looked like a pretty slick way to do it, to make sure your tires were locked down and they're not going anywhere. So I'm going to check into getting a couple sets of those myself. That'd be handy on my stacks. Just a little double damn sure insurance on those. This is the Susquehanna River. Big river. We crossed the same river going in last night. Susquehanna. It's almost big as the Mississippi. Might be as big, actually. It's pretty big. It's got a lot of islands out in the middle of it. It's kind of neat. Okay. Go ahead and get over here in the slow lane. I was a little oblivious to the slow lane where it started there, so. Oops. I was too busy admiring the river. Okay, all my straps are behaving themselves. That's good. Nothing's moving. It's just what you want. Nothing moving. Thank you very much. That cranked them down pretty hard. I don't just hand tighten them. I use my cheater bar and tighten the hell out of them. You know, a big guy can get by with just hand tightening it because he can get a lot tighter than I can. I don't have that much muscle. At 81 South, use exit 226. That's where I want. That's what it's saying on my GPS. Exit 226, north 11 Chambersburg 81, so 17 miles up the road. We'll almost immediately be out of Pennsylvania once we get on that. It won't take long. We're pretty close to the southern border as it is. More hills. I don't mind the downhill, it's the uphill that really bothers me. It's burning all my fuel. York, Baltimore, and Harrisburg. We're going to none of the above, so we'll stay over out of that lane. So I guess Bill's trying to clean out the red barn a little bit today. There's too much junk in there. He wants to set it up as like a shop. And it's just basically storage right now, so he's going to go through and get rid of some of that stuff. I told him if it's not Mom's dining room table, my rock tumblers, or gold mining equipment, use your own discretion. Feel free, get rid of it. I'm pretty sure that's all I've got out there that I even am too worried about. I'd like to put Mom's dining room table in our house, and I may talk him into that yet. It's just a matter of getting it done. Both tables are heavy, and to get that out of there, I think, I don't know, you probably need help to get ours out. Our dining room table is real heavy. I bought it, oh gosh, well, we bought it years ago in Colorado. It's got a real heavy base. It's kind of fancy looking, but it's not a solid wood table. It's veneered. It's okay. It was an expensive table. I mean, as far as me buying tables, it was expensive. I think I gave $1,000 for the set, for the dinette set, which was exorbitant in my book. Most I ever spent on a table set. But the chairs were terrible from the get-go, so I got rid of them a long time ago. And then it had like leaves that went around. It's a round table. And instead of pulling apart in the middle and adding a leaf and making it an oval table, it had leaves that went around the outer edge and extended it out. Well, those were just a pain in the butt. So I got rid of those. I was never going to use them. They were taking up space, so I just got rid of them. And I mean, what's the difference if your table is 5 feet across versus 7 feet across? You can seat a couple extra people maybe, but not that many. I can still seat 5 or 6 people around it. Mail pouch tobacco, that was cool, that old barn. Hope you saw that up on the left. That was one of the old ones. So I gotta slow down again. So anyway, this table, I'm not that crazy about it because the veneer on the top's not perfect. It's got little dings and it's just not, I mean, but this other table was originally in the house that we're living in. It was left there by the previous owners and it was just all beat up, but it's like a 2-inch slab of walnut wood. The tabletop on the one that I fixed up for Mom. So I stripped it down about 5 or 6 years ago. I did this for her birthday. for her birthday. No, it's been 4 or 5 years, I guess. So I stripped this table down and refinished it for her because she hated the table she had. Her table that she liked got broke when they moved down here. So she had purchased another table and she hated it. So I fixed this table up for her. And she used it till she left, till she moved to Colorado, and then it went into storage, of course. But it went into storage in my barn because I knew it was going into storage in Colorado, and I didn't want to have to go back up there and get it. And I had a feeling that she wasn't probably going to be using it. And I was right. So, but it's a solid walnut table with 4 big heavy legs under it, and it's got a couple of leaves that I can put in it. So it's a round table unless I stretch it out and make it oval to add people to it. So I would like to switch that out, put that in my dining room, and get rid of the table I've got in there now. I mean, I like the table that's in there now to a degree, but it's on a pedestal, so you can't just stick your legs under it. You run into the pedestal. That's problem number 1. Problem number 2 is that pedestal underneath is a dust collector. I can't get under it to clean. I have to move the whole table to get under there to clean. So I don't really like that aspect of it. So what I'd like to do is get rid of that table, just sell it or something, and then use the table that I had fixed up for Mom. Because I like it better as a solid wood table. I think it's a better table. So I've just got to catch Bill at a good time when he's got some help to switch those tables out. Because I'm not much help for moving furniture. Just not. Just not. So maybe we can grab his nephew next time his nephew comes over to, well, our nephew, I guess. Because I claim him. Next time he comes to visit, we'll put him to work. We'll change those out. He doesn't really have any problem with doing that. I don't think he cares. Bill, I mean, I don't know about the nephew. I haven't asked him. But I don't think Bill cares. He's kind of like, okay, whatever. I'm sure if he had some objection, he'd tell me. He seems not to. So maybe we can do that this weekend. That would be nice. He's intent on getting that garage cleaned out. I can move that other table, even if I just move it into the living room for the moment, because I don't have a whole lot of furniture in there. I could move that into the living room and get it up for sale, sell the dang thing. That would get it out of the house entirely. And I could use the table I actually would really rather use, which is more of a farmhouse table anyway. Huh, interesting collection of cars there. I think that's a Pink Lincoln in the middle. I think those are all Lincolns, maybe. Pink Lincoln. Look, somebody's moving their car collection. It's kind of what that looks like. Alright, 8.5 more miles and then we're headed south. We'll get out of this northeastern stuff. And I hope not to have to come back out here for a very long time, if ever, because I really don't like coming out here. It's too far and it's too expensive, but they made these loads where I couldn't turn them down. But I do not want to do a steady diet of this Pennsylvania to Seguin run. That's a long damn way. Most of my round trips aren't that long. So it's about 1,800 miles, 1,800 miles. Okay, I've got 9 hours and 21 minutes left to drive. I'm going to try and drive as much as I possibly can. So I had my one long morning stop. I'll have to take one more long stop. I'll have to take a half-hour break sometime this afternoon. Just can't get around that. That's a requirement. So actually, I have 8 hours and 45 minutes to drive, or 41 minutes to drive, because I'm out of on duty not driving time. That got all eaten up at the shipper. So that's all right. So I guess I'll be driving another 8 hours or so, 8.5 roughly, and sitting for a half an hour. We'll see how far down that puts me. I might be able to get back into Tennessee. I hope I can. I'd be pretty happy if I could get right into Tennessee. I can't remember the name of the town there I stayed at last time, but there's a Quality Inn that would be all right. I can get in with this trailer, okay. And it was decently clean and not too awfully expensive. Seems like it was in the 90s maybe. I think that's too high for any Quality Inn, but they don't. Most of them are like in the $70 to $80 range, but farther east you go, the farther northeast you go, the higher motel rooms are. So it's another reason I don't like coming out here, really. I know, wah. Okay, straps are looking good. So I'm checking straps road. This is what I'll do for the next 8 hours. Straps road. Looking left, looking right. I got a lot of straps coming down off of there. It's like strap spaghetti, but none of the spaghetti's moving, so that's good. I mean, I put a lot of straps on this load. I just wasn't sure about not having the straps from the very top of that top dump trailer down. So I added 4 extras just to cover those corners, just in case something else breaks off the frame, or who knows. Just in case. Peace of mind straps, that's what those are. They may not do anything extra structurally for the load, but they give me a little more peace of mind. So, worry straps, that's what I should call them, worry straps. The more of them are on there, the less I worry. It's a nice looking farm over here on the right. These dang trees, I wish they'd cut the damn trees down on the sides of these interstates so you could see stuff like that. That's pretty neat. Nice old barn, big silo. I get really frustrated just barely seeing things peeking through all these damn trees. There's another old building. That's a house, I think. Might be. Hard to tell. Couldn't tell if it was a house or a big old barn. Had a lot of windows though, probably a house. This is definitely beautiful country. There's just too many people in it for my taste. Too much competition for everything. I'm so tickled with the configuration of my truck now. Everything's so easy to get to. It was a really good idea he had with the toolboxes back there. Oh great, I'm trying to suck my coffee down the wrong pipe. Sorry about that, don't mean to cough on you. Appalachian Drive. They got some fancy overpasses with a lot of railings and fences going on. They must have trouble with kids throwing stuff off of those back here, or people falling off of them or jumping off of them, or who knows. Okay, now what you can see up here, you see this mountain range in front of us. That's what we crossed yesterday. And we came through those two tunnels, the last two tunnels we came through. We were dropping down off that into this flatter valley down here. You can kind of see now the scope of the mountains. I mean, it's some serious mountain territory all the way over now from here till Ohio. So we're going to go south and circumvent that. We'll run alongside of that all the way down through the Shenandoah Valley. And then we'll have to cross some stuff over. We'll cross over the Appalachians, I guess, down in Tennessee instead of crossing up here. Okay, 1 mile to our exit. And the exits getting on and off the turnpike are really weird because you don't just get off the exit and get on another road. You have to get off, go through the gates, and then go get on your other road. So yeah. So 8/10, 7/10, we're getting there. Exit 226, that's our exit. I'm gonna start signaling. I got cars behind me just so they know. So we'll be coming back down this road over here beside us to the right. We'll come out through the gates down there headed the other way. So we're gonna make a big loopy motion here. How's that for descriptive? A big loopy motion. Yeah. But when I have the tow haul mode on, the engine brake kicks in when I start braking. So it assists in the braking too. Doesn't just assist in the hauling, it assists in the stopping. So I'm not running strictly on truck or trailer brakes, but it's a combination thereof, all of the above. Okay, I'm gonna go through this one. And I gotta slow down. I'm going a little fast to be going through here. They want you at 15, so I'll try to comply as best I can. There we go. They got their picture, so they're happy. I can go. It's a nice civilized way to do it. And I want north 11 to Harrisburg, because I've got to get over to 81. I don't want to take that one. I've got to go over here and then catch my turn to 81. Okay, I'm going to be really careful here because I am tall. We don't want these trailers falling over. That would be bad. That would not be good. Not even remotely. So I'm just going to patiently make my way around this very slowly. $20 miles an hour. Now to 81. Then up 9/10. Looks like I've got a dedicated lane here. That's good. 9/10 of a mile, and then south on 81 toward Chambersburg. That's what we're looking for. 6 1/4 there for fuel. $6.25 for diesel. I feel sorry for these people having to pay that much. That's highway robbery. It's ridiculous. Look at this old house on the left, though. That on the other end isn't ridiculous. That's very cool. Both these old buildings. That one there is really old. It's got chimneys at both ends. Corelli's Deli Subs and Pizza. That's interesting because the town that I used to live in has a Corelli's, but it's not, obviously not the same one because it's not a chain. It's a individual store. I guess I'll take this opportunity to straighten that up a little bit, huh? Keep everything square and plumb in the world. Look at all the Amazon trucks. This guy must be broke down, this FedEx truck. Yeah, reckon he is. Okay, half mile more. This stupid GPS keeps throwing this "no trucks allowed" warning over on the screen. Like I'm going to turn down one of these side roads with this trailer on. Like, okay, hadn't planned to go that way. 3/10, no trucks allowed. Okay. Well, 3/10 I have to turn, so there better be trucks allowed on 81. Because that is where I'm going. That engine brake kicking in again. So now diesel down here's $5.99. So Petro's raping people for truck accessibility is what you're paying for there. 25 cents a gallon of it. Over and above what the cheapest. That's the cheapest diesel I've seen in eastern Pennsylvania yet. $5.99, so just under $6. Okay, South Chambersburg. Here we go. We're off and running. Yay. You know what this means? This means we're going to be out of Pennsylvania pretty soon. This is my southbound road that will get us to Sam Hill out of here. This is a cool dump truck here. Look at this one goes by. Tiger Trash. It's painted like a tiger. That's pretty awesome. I like that. Maybe I should paint my truck like a zebra since it's white. I don't want to go painting it orange. Maybe I should put zebra stripes on this one. Nobody'd understand why, and I wouldn't even be able to explain it except it looks neat. It would look neat. Okay, so far I've been getting about just slightly under 8 miles to the gallon. It looks like it's going to be about what I expected, 7 to 8 miles a gallon. So all this fuel I've been hoarding this whole time is going to get me 700 or 800 miles from up there where we left. And then I'm going to have to start buying fuel again. Well worth it. Very well worth it. If I hadn't had that on, I would have had to have bought fuel there at $6 and up a gallon. Which would have been $1.50 more a gallon than I paid for it in Oklahoma. Well, this road is rough. Just plumb rough. My gosh. Somebody please fix these freaking roads. Seriously? At least I don't have on a really heavy trailer. If I had on a really heavy trailer, it would be even worse. It would be beating the crap out of me. Right now it's just kind of not fun, but it's not seriously painful. If I was hauling 20,000 pounds of trailer, it would be slamming me, and that would be painful. I can hear how rough it is down there when the tires hit it. So fortunately, my suspension system isn't compressed to the point where it's not helping me out here a little bit and taking some of the hard bounce out of it. It's a problem when you get a heavier load, it compresses your suspension system and you don't really have any cushion left. Then it's more or less just like riding a buckboard wagon and you just get beat to hell. I read a couple of books when I was a kid, and the books go together. It's the story of this one woman's life and her friend, and they're like friends forever type of thing, but it's set in the days when they were traveling around on wagons and going down through the Santa Fe Trail and going into California and getting gold and around that era. And I always remembered about how they wrote about, the author of those books wrote about riding along in the wagon and how somebody was giving her advice because they were crossing the prairie or whatever in this rough wagon, and they were telling her, when you get to the rough spots, don't tense up, just be loose and kind of go with it, and then it won't hurt you so bad. If you tense up, you're going to be all sore by the end of the day. And I always remembered that. So, I don't know why, it just struck me as kind of funny. And I wondered how the author came by that tidbit of information. Is this something that somebody had told them about riding in a wagon? Or is this something they just kind of figured out, or, who knows? These books were written back, I think, in the 50s, probably 40s or 50s. In case you might be interested in something like that, one of them is called Jubilee Trail, and the other one is called The Calico Palace. And Gwen Bristow is the lady who wrote them, I'm pretty sure. So I pulled that tidbit out of thin air. Man, I still have both books. I actually got copies of them. I might read those again. It was pretty good books. It was pretty good. They were pretty good books. Yeah, like I can read, right? It's apparent by my grammar. And I don't mean my grandma. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm getting punchy. I think I worked too hard already today. I'm getting goofy. Look out. I will be so glad to get out of Pennsylvania and their 55-mile-an-hour speed zones and their $6 fuel. Beautiful place, but I would never live here again. Don't believe. I guess if fate stuck me somewhere up here and I had to, I would, but I wouldn't choose it. So everything's staying nice and tight, thank goodness. I do not want to be fighting with straps all the way to Seguin, Texas. I just want to get out of Pennsylvania. See, I didn't want to come back this way last time I was here, but I wanted to go home and spend the weekend there. If I'd only known that they were open weekends, I could have gone this way and delivered and then just gone home and stayed put. Who knew? So evidently I don't ask enough questions and I don't pay enough attention. Maybe I should do a little better job of both. But we got that all sorted out now. So from right here, I'm 1,605 miles away from Seguin, and I'm 24 and a half hours out. Arrival time would be 1 p.m. tomorrow if I drove straight through. That doesn't apply to me because I can't and won't and wouldn't. So I'm going to go back to arrive-in time. So now I can count down by the hours. The miles I don't care so much about. I'm just going to do the miles. I'm going to keep an eye on the clock. So I have 10 extra hours over and above what I need to drive this. And I need 6 of those hours to get home from Seguin on. So I basically got 4 spare hours for the whole distance for all of my stops. I'm going to be making my stops brief. I'm not going to lollygag and hang around. Unfortunately today, my breaks are going to come out of my work time. Very unfortunate. So that's going to short me down a little bit, but it'll all work out. I've got enough. I'm not so tight on hours that this one's going to give me too much of a problem, I don't believe. And if it did, I mean, if worst came to worst and I ran out of hours and I just have to sit in a motel till I get a reset and start up again. So it's not like the end of the world, but it wouldn't be pleasant because I'd be paying for 2 motel days just to get my hours reset so I could go again. Fortunately, I don't think I'm going to have to do that at all. Should have plenty to complete all of this and get home. So this just worked out just right, really. See, even if I'd have gotten here yesterday afternoon, they still wouldn't have had that stacked. And they had trucks in there last night that they were still loading when I went up to look. I pulled in there to look and see what they were up to. So they may not have even gotten to this till today anyway, so it all works out the way it's supposed to, I think. Did I just say that twice? I probably did. It's a good reminder to me to not sweat this stuff because I don't have any control over it. That whoever is in control of it's got it handled. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I'll catch up with you somewhere down in the Shenandoah Valley. I'm going to listen to the radio and kick back and relax a little bit here and just drive. So thank you for riding with me. Thanks for sitting through all this getting ready to go stuff. I hope you like the speeded up version of all these people working. I decided it was just too long to sit there and watch it in real time. So it's always fun to watch people run around like crazy, super fast. It didn't happen that fast, just to let you know. But anyway, thanks for riding with me, and I'll see you in the next segment, wherever that may be. Have a good one.